Yeah.
And I want you to think about it, focus on it. And I counted to about 20 Mississippi in my head. Aaron, the atmosphere was thick.
Yeah.
It changed the mood of the room. And then I said, okay, now I want everybody, and this gentleman I was talking to him, including him, think about the absolute best memory, your best day, your best memory, whatever, the best memory you can think of. And I counted to about 20 Mississippi, and the mood changed again. It was lighter. Wasn't as heavy. And so I asked the man, and this we weren't having an antagonistic conversation. He's asking, he was sincere. And I said, now, of about the 30 or so seconds that you focused on that good memory, how often did the bad memory come up? He
Yeah.
said, never.
Yeah.
I think it's that simple.
Yeah.
In heaven, we are going to have something so wonderful to focus on
Yeah.
that we're going to be like Paul, and we won't look back on those things which are behind.
Yeah.
I just think it's that simple.
Yeah, weren't their souls under the altar crying, Revelation 6, about being vindicated because they were persecuted? That means they had their memory and they could
I
remember
had bad ones.
something bad, that they were slaughtered.
Yep.
Now, somebody could argue that was in the intermediate state, not, and I think I would agree that wasn't the final eternal state. I get that. But
Well,
I'm just saying that they could still be at peace and in
yes.
comfort. They were not continuing to have their heads be cut off or
Right.
stabbed to death or stoned to death or whatever.
Yep.
They were at peace more than they had ever been. You know?
And even if you make that case that the rules though, it wouldn't the vision wouldn't be very powerful if this wouldn't be like, it wouldn't be very much of a reward for God to take vengeance on their behalf if very shortly after that, from their perspective, because we're dealing with eternity. I mean, it's been a few thousand years for us, but let's say Jesus came back tomorrow. The Compared to eternity, the amount of time those people have known that vengeance was taken on their behalf is just a blip, like a bloop.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a very satisfying thing if they're just going to, if the need for that vengeance was wiped from their mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even if you make that argument, I think it doesn't make much sense, and it's not very powerful unless you make the case that they're going to remember that in eternity.
Yeah. It'll be better than everything we've imagined. Heaven will be. So
Oh, I guarantee it.
we're not going to be focused on the bad parts, and even like the honest, sincere question of, well, what if grandma didn't make it in heaven? Well, grandma didn't make it because she didn't come to Jesus.
Yeah.
Surely we won't be,
Well,
siding with grandma too much in heaven because we love the Lord. I don't know. I
I was
just
going to say, yeah, if
thought about it. That kind of gets to whole nother subject, but we speak of people like they're so good, but they won't come to God. I mean,
we're friends with the world a lot of times.
filial ties, I get it. Everybody deals with it. We all do, but we have to try to see it through God's lens. Like Jesus died for them too, and they had opportunities. They're without excuse. Nobody can say, I didn't know, I didn't have the opportunity. And they refused to come to God. They refused to seek him that they might find him, Acts 17. So, how good is a person that won't come to God?
Yeah,
Jesus died for, I don't know. I just
they're not good at all.
bit, but that's kind of how I've thought about that question in my mind. I was asked that, what if my family member's not there?
Yeah.
How will I? And I did lean on, well, heaven will be better. We won't be, I don't think we'll be focused on that, but I went into that too as, think about it. If poor, I hate it if grandmother, and I believe I have a grandmother that didn't die right with God, and it saddens me to no end on this end, but at the same time, even on this end, I think, well, it was her decision.